Well, hello everybody. It is I, Claude Bowles, here for a little post-Christmas show. I hope you had a good time and didn't eat too much or drink too much. Uh, yes, it's been an interesting time for me. Of course, I'm no longer a Christian, but I still can celebrate the same sort of things that were very much part of my upbringing, and I don't have a problem with that. Hello, Captive Desk, how are you? Yes. I take it you can hear me. It looks as though I'm not muted, so it's always a good start. Yeah. Hello, Sit Kettle too. Hello, how are you? Oh, it's been an interesting. Well, it's always an interesting week in the week of Hovind land, but I'm just sick of the repetition of stuff that is just demonstrably false, and that's why I called this show Kent Hovind 3D: dishonest, deceitful. He's a drongo, but there are many other words as well that begin with D that perfectly describe him: disingenuous, disgusting. You can probably come up with a lot. So, and I'm just tired of it, and I'm also tired of his thinking that he is a better source of a definition than a dictionary. So, if I want to read essentially what evolution is, I can just do the dictionary definition. I want to know what a religion is, I can check the dictionary definition. And funny enough, evolution does not meet the definition of a religion, not in any way. And it misses one key element, and that is a belief in the supernatural and God or gods. Now, in definitions, you've got to be able to distinguish between things. And if you're just going to make it that if you believe something, that's a religion, well, anything's a religion in that case, anything. And of course, it's not. So just cut the crap, kid. I realize that your followers are largely simpletons and they swallow this sort of thing. But my mission in life is to save those simpletons. Um, David says here that Kent Hovind is a legend. Well, he probably is a legend in his own lunchtime. And there was a time when he was very well known. And of course, he got a whole lot of publicity from that David Janko show. But when you listen to David Janko, you think, well, a bit of birds of a feather here. Janko didn't come across too bright. And I think it's probably because he just believed everything that Hovind said. And he didn't get any of Hovind's jokes either. So even though Hovind's jokes are repetitious, and whatever, I still get them. But he just showed very little sign of recognizing them. So I just wondered if that was a part of the whole thing, that he did not give Kent any form of a hard time, didn't just openly accepted anything he said. Oh, well, here we go. Deviant says, I believe the store's open another 27 minutes. Oh, no. I'm now in the religion of the store that's open 27 minutes more. Now, it's lost in the Swedish there a little bit for me, but very good. And hello, how are you, Deviant? And also, hello, Mr. Teo Justin. Just King. I don't know why I always call you Justin instead of Just King. My eyesight is terrible. Oh dear. Deviant is sort of, yes, well, dimwit has the D in it. The F, no, that doesn't. And the M, no. And the W and a P, yes. So they're all actually very accurate. But never mind. Right. Justin said Justin Cuss, Just King and Justin. Yeah, I thought maybe I'm going crazy. Yeah, so and what gets me is too, well, I shouldn't really allow it to get to me, is when he's talking and there's one of the drongos in his audience, his studio audience. I don't know if it's Joseph. I don't know if it's another, but they have this sort of this weird laugh. And it sounds really dumb at the same time. So I wish those people would get a life and escape the clutches of what I consider to be a cult, and go and sort of make something of their lives. They're going to end up, when they eventually fall out with Hovind, and history shows that the vast majority of his people do eventually fall out, that they're cast onto virtually the garbage tip of life, and they have nothing to show for it. So I'm hoping that that people will see that and ask the tough questions. And we know that Kent doesn't respond to tough questions. So I've recently put up again this clip where Kent is talking about he's majored in math and science. And I'm in the chat on this show that he's talking about. And actually, I get the host to sort of ask that question. The host sort of cocks it up and doesn't to ask the exact question, but it's sort of near enough. And Kent just immediately goes in defense. No, that's attacking the person, and he won't answer the simple question. So Kent makes a statement that he majored in math and science. So normally think, oh, well, bachelor's, master's, whatever degree in science. You don't major in kindergarten in science. So I asked this very simple, where did he major in math and science? Now, we know it's not Patriot Bible BS University, the diploma mill, because he didn't major in math and science there. He did something called Christian education. Funnily enough, he leaves the Christian part out. Just says his PhDs are in education. Well, they're not. They're in Christian education. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But the real issue there is that no, he didn't major in math and science, even in his worthless PhD. So where did he major in math and science? Well, he won't say. And that makes me think that that he didn't, So all he has to do is to tell us where. End of story. Yeah. Yes, Tubian says those laughs after Kent make his joke sound like Goofy in the audience. Yeah, well, that's right. Father Charles, how are you? I hope you had a really good Christmas and everything. And I guess you got along to the local Orthodox church, and of course it's full of symbolism and ritual and everything. I mean, even Big Bad Mama, who's not a Christian, goes. I think he goes to one of his local Orthodox churches and listens to the music, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. And it shows that, in fact, we all get on. It's just that we don't like deceptive practices from whichever side it comes from. So, yes, Joseph has no life. Yes, yeah, like that other chap. Yeah, absolutely. It's so sad. It's sad because they're not going to keep that up forever. I don't know. Maybe Joseph thinks he's going to inherit the kingdom on earth. But I suspect that won't happen. There'll be something there. Yeah. Soot and Chuck exchange greetings. Yes. Just King says he obtained his degrees in the land of make-believe. I think you're quite right. Hello, bonjour, El Tracker. Comment allez-vous? Yeah. And Professor Hizzle is in the audience. Hello, Professor Hizzle, to you. So, look, if anybody wishes to come on, it would be great to have you on. Says me just talkity talk. I tell you what I did want to mention is I don't complain about YouTube. I'm grateful to be on YouTube, but I just wonder, this algorithm that decides, whether people or their videos get a lot of views or not. It's very interesting. Ça va? Yes, ça va, El Tracker. Très bien. And I enjoyed Joyeux Noel. Yes. Yes. So what did I was talking about this algorithm business that, and somehow, sometimes I produce a short in particular or a video, and I think, oh, this is really good, and it gets 50 views. I'm disappointed. Then I produce one and I think, oh, this is not so good, but I'll put it up anyway. And it gets, a couple of thousand views. So, and I'm saying, I don't want people to watch that one. I want, but there's nothing you can do. So you just got to keep on trying. So the last one I did, and I'd done a version of it before where Kent was talking about the woman, the prostitute taken unto Jesus, but the man didn't come. So he was referring to obviously something reasonably sexual. And then there's another one, some come loud, some will come loud, sort of thing. And he's being a bit, and I think, well, that's fine for you or me or whatever, but he's a so-called man of God, surely he's higher standards than that. So I put that up and nobody watched. And then the latest one I put up, 2,000 people watch it now. 2,000 people now know what Kent is really like. So, yeah, that's fine, Al. Yeah, more than happy. Just join when you can. There's no problem there. Yes. So the one that, I thought, well, that was all right. But the one I really would like people to see is when Kent is saying that Noah's flood made the craters on the moon. And I mean, this is just such demonstrable nonsense. So yes, the fountains of the deep broke open, and you can see, examples of wells, for example. I forget the term for them, but where the water comes up naturally. It doesn't have to be pumped up, but using the pressure. Well, it bubbles up. It maybe under certain circumstances might, and I don't know the answer to this, whether it can get to be like a gushing oil well or not, shoots up, but not enough to push rocks weighing tons up into not only outside the atmosphere, but all the way to Earth. And as someone pointed out, not only to escape Earth's orbit, but to actually aim for the moon, which is just bizarre. Oh dear. And so rightly points out, physically impossible. Al Trucker says the louder they come, the harder they spray. Yes, very, very, very good. I don't think there's any young people watching this, so they won't be too shocked. Craters on the moon need to find his debates with Mark Drysdale. Okay, I'll have a look for that, because that would be very interesting, because it's just palpable nonsense. And perhaps something his little science center could do would be to demonstrate how fountains of the deep can push rocks up out of orbit. So he could get some sort of a dam and build up pressure and set up a system, because he's such a good scientist, surely. But anyway, so I do all that, and 40 people watch it. Oh, so that's the one I really wanted thousands of views. So I'll rehash it and try it again. The other thought it's quite funny, too much Christmas spirit, because he says, oh, yesterday was Christmas Day. It does this sort of a bit of a burp or a belch, and it just was funny. That's meant to be funny. That's not, because we know that he doesn't drink. I'm total think his stuff about wine in the Bible being like grape juice and non-alcoholic that's utter BS as well, So, but I thought it was so funny when did that little belch, I thought, oh, I'll put up, so Kent Hovind, too much Christmas spirit? Question mark. The other one lately, and you might not have seen it, but he's talking to a guy, admittedly quite a frustrating guy, who he's interviewing. I think his name was Solomon, and so he's talking to him, and somehow Einstein comes up, and E can matter be created out of energy or whatever, and E equals mc squared. So Hovind goes into, well, why isn't E equals mc cubed? And all sorts of just nonsense. And you think, does this Kent really think that he can best Einstein, Really? His nothing surprises me. So here's one of the greatest, scientists the world has ever known, and Hovind has somehow got him on the barrel. Well, he hasn't, So I thought that was interesting. Yes, I called another one. I've had 2 goes at getting the moon crater theory out. Not theory. I mustn't call it a theory. It's just something he's dreamt up. It's not even a hypothesis. I call it Kent Hovind, the loon on the moon. That didn't do that well either. So they tell you, try and pick stuff. I guess if you use too provocative a words, less people watch. But you need to have something in there to get people interested. So I thought loon on the moon might work, but no. Oh dear. Kent can't read to him. Yeah, it's all just lines on paper. Yes, that's one of his famous. And the other one, yes, he's only drunk NyQuil. Yeah, that's the only alcohol he's ever had. And once again, I don't mind. That doesn't matter to me. It's just trying to justify it. And he quite often says, like, people that speak in tongues, it's just to show they're better than anybody else. I mean, I think they're lunatics, but, and so anybody who does anything that might be a bit, he doesn't like it, he's very jealous. But somehow he makes a big deal of him not drinking alcohol, and it's just to show, it appears, that he's better than anybody else. Oh, I've never tasted a drop. Oh, when I was at school, me and my school buddy used to creep up the stairs, blocking each other's eyes and reciting Bible verses in case we caught a glimpse of the girls, walking down the stairs. That's what one of his. That's a thing that I'll never forget too. It's just bollocks. Any hot-blooded young man is going to express, they're not going to be doing anything crass, but they will express some sort of interest in the opposite sex. But so I just imagine the sight. I don't actually believe it, because he would have looked such an idiot, him and his school friend, groping their way up. That's probably the wrong choice of words. Groping their way up the stairs, reciting Bible verses because they had their eyes blocked. And just, I've never tasted prison food. I haven't either. I wonder what it's like. Yeah. Hopefully I never have to have a last meal. Hello, Phantom. How are you? I hope you had a good Christmas break. I'm in Singapore at the moment, and it doesn't really feature here. They do have the department stores. They feature it for selling stuff, but it's not part of the tradition here. But they still enter into a bit of the spirit of it. But it's just like a normal day. The Lunar New Year is the big holidays over in this part of the world. Oh dear. I also was a bit naughty. I put up I think a clip of Kent doing "It Is Well With My Soul" or something like that, and he just strays off the note horribly, and it's just really awful. So I found Mahalia Jackson singing the same thing in her very, very, very strong voice, and just saying that Mahalia, was it Mahalia? I think you say Mahalia, yeah. Mahalia versus music teacher in commas Kent Hovind, because Kent claimed he taught hundreds of prisoners how to play piano or music of some sort. And I've said there that Kent's music ability matches his science, which I think is reasonably accurate. Singapore, yes. Well, most of the year we're, if not in the late, well, actually, most of the year would be in the 30s here in Singapore. That's Celsius. I'm not sure what that translates to in Fahrenheit. I guess 80s in Fahrenheit for most of the year round. Could get away with it. Yes. Yeah, that clip, I haven't used that clip, which could be interpreted as some sort of pleasurable activity going on. I haven't used that for a while. I sort of probably overcooked the goose, as it were. Yeah. Hovind, Hovind, says Kurisu. Oh, by the way, I love Kurisu's blow-by-blow examination of Kent's videos, and I'm hoping. Is there one coming up, Kurisu? Are you doing one today? Let us know if you are. So, and then I don't know. Hopefully, most people are aware of your channel, but if they're not, oh, here we go. Forget shock the monkey. You got to whack the yeah, whack a hove and whack a mole. Yeah, planning a show tonight. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know if he's put out another show. Yeah, God. And of course, we all wait with bated breath for the failing of his latest lawsuit, which I predict has probably failed already. But let him go through the exercise, let him spend the money. He's clearly doing it on the cheap. No legal, proper lawyer would have written it in the way it was written and with the errors that it does contain. Kent, so if you are listening, there are errors. I think you know that already. You probably don't know what they are. You could hire the Claude to help you, perhaps. Yeah. Yes, in case anybody misses it, so on Kurisu's channel, he's gone through the entire lawsuit. So no, it's not a shameless plug. It's fantastic. And what I like is because, some of us, we can't keep going all the time, and it's good to have a number of channels. Kent has plenty of people putting his stuff up, including his own channel that he says isn't his channel. That really annoys me too, that he says, oh, this is not my channel, when it clearly is his channel. I think I pointed out that you look at it's his email address, it's his what do you call it? The name of the website. It's his website. Oh, but they're not doing it. We never do it. Yes, you do, Ken. You and Joseph or your other minions do it. So don't lie about it. That's the key thing with me. I don't care if you can have hundreds of channels on YouTube, and I don't particularly care that they're on YouTube or because you always, as you say, you get somewhere. In fact, I like them on YouTube. It's much more accessible for me, and I can make fun of them and point out your horrible errors. So I'm not one trying to get you shut down. Of course you should be, because you break the rules all the time, and then, oh no, but you never did anything wrong. Well, that's just how it is, Kent. But personally, I've got no problem. You broadcast away. It's easier for me to clip than if you're on your other channels or whatever. Other platforms. Platforms is the word I was looking for. Yeah. Oh, did I hear that they took him off YouTube again? Really? Oh, is that why I haven't? Is that the Kurisu? Is that the Dr. Dino channel? Ah, the channel is connected to the Restream account. They stream from, for flip's sake. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, and yeah, you echo my same issue there, Kurisu. It's just don't lie about it. That's the problem. Yeah, just and don't lie about definitions. Let's argue the point by all means, by all means. But don't lie and manipulate. You're not going to win. You're not going to define your way out of an issue. Just say, well, evolution's a religion. You know. Um, all right, you're gonna. Yeah, no, that's fine. I now get it. The joke. I took him off YouTube. Yeah, no. Well, I haven't. Yeah, yeah. He hasn't broadcast for a day or so, but I'm sure he'll be back. Um, uh, ah, there's a great story from the Proverbs guys, uh, who reckon. I think it was Mr. Boland went up with Kent and Joseph and someone else. They went into another place, pick something up and bring it back. It was a 7-hour road trip, and on the way back, Kent said, play some music on YouTube. I've hooked it up to the car. He was very up with the technology. Play some songs that you like. He said, oh, yes, to Boland's wife as well. Yeah, 4 of them. And so she did, and then she played some very Christian Baptist type of, and then he said, "Oh no, play the play what you would really play." So he played some stuff. It's still pretty old hat, but hey, secular music. Apparently, Kent was jamming away. I just can't imagine him jamming unless it was at the bottom side of the note, because his big problem is that and once again, I don't care if you can't really sing, just don't sing, and it's all just flat as a pancake, I can't even do it so as badly. I wanted to try and sing a flat note, but I couldn't do it. But anyway, so I put up a little thing of imagination versus reality, and obviously put a clip of one of his songs up there. Yes, like Isaiah heard the voice of the Lord, and he said, "Here am I," said he. Yeah, that's the one. And then, here am I, said he. And it's Kent and Sandra, or otherwise Mrs. Sandra Hovind the fourth, singing. And he goes in off key, and so she does as well. It's very hard if you're singing with someone who's off key, unless you are a very strong ear. You do get dragged off that note too. And it was a classic, awful. Ah, did you hear that these kid having any time in music? Yep, yep. That's imagine any taste in music. Yes, I can't imagine it. Head banging, that would be a sight. I think the term was jamming, head banging, whatever. Now the other thing was, Kent made a very big deal about they're not going to have a Christmas tree. They're going to have a party, and if you don't like it, don't. Why does he have to explain that if you don't like a Christmas party, don't bother or don't join in? What's the point there? But anyway, it goes on about that, and then he says, of course, he realizes Christmas trees are phallic symbols. Anybody ever heard of that? I'd never heard that a Christmas tree was a phallic symbol. I know Kent's obsessed with phallic symbols, and he talks a lot about whale weenies and other sorts of things, and giraffe 2-footers and all that. But I didn't realize that a Christmas tree was a phallic symbol. Quite a painful phallic symbol if it was inserted up the wrong place, I would have thought. In other words, up the chimney. I think that wouldn't be very pleasant. But no, I've never heard of that. Yeah, so Kent is the kind of guy to leave a Facebook group after announcing he's going to leave. Yeah. I'll put up the what else? So he was very brave and held a Christmas party, didn't have a Christmas tree. Not that he's worried about it, even though it's a phallic symbol. So, oh dear. I did find a song, Try Not to Be a It's Christmas. So I repurposed that as Try Not to Be a Kent, It's Christmas. Yeah, da 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 dee. And yes, that was a bit of fun. Um, well, and I've also put up a few Christmas songs myself because I do have some favorite ones too. Oh Holy Night, and I've dedicated that to all my friends, Christian and other. It doesn't matter. You can still appreciate good music, and a beautiful version of Silent Night. Just stunning version by the American soprano Anna Moffa. I think it's an Italian name. I think her parents were Italian. She's now deceased, unfortunately, but just the most ethereal Silent Night you'll ever hear. The only other thing I want to mention is that there was a thing where Kent was admiring the Filipino wife of one of the people there, and she'd tidied up, cleaned the floor of his house once people had tramped in sand or whatever they got. They'd obviously been outside, tramped it in to have drinks, and the Filipino wife of one of the inhabitants there had cleaned it all up beautifully, and he was saying, "Oh, it's wonderful to have this woman that just does that, and knows what to do, blah 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 blah." We need a rendition of Jingle Bells. Well, I don't know. Uh, if I had, if I had a version in my mind, I would have a Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. But Hovind balls, Hovind balls, Hovind balls the way. I don't know. Or the old Hovind bonaire that Missing Mod says that I have. He said, you got a Hovind bonaire. um, yes, Curious was sort of, I stumbled over that word. I meant to say inhabitants and I said inmates. Because the inmates of an asylum, maybe, yes, possibly. Oh dear, but we do, even though I take the mickey out of them, I do feel sorry for them, but I think it's up for them to stand up now. And in the past, they have, different ones have stood up to Kent. Some of his secretaries have stood up to him, and they've gone and they now give testimony as to what he was really like. And a number of his people, and they haven't all. He always tries to say, "Oh, they went and they took money or stole money," and so now, after trying to get Sandra back desperately and suggesting they go and watch the Northern Lights together and romantic there, as soon as she didn't respond to that, now suddenly she's gone, and boy, did she milk this place dry, he said, and she took money and stuff that didn't belong to her and all this sort of thing. So he completely denigrates. That's his mode of operation. First of all, try and get it back. He's done that with probably all his wives. And then when it appears that they're not going to come back, then he puts the boot in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Kurisu. It does get hard talking. It does get hard on the one. And that's why I quite liked when you used that AI voice to read the filing of the lawsuit that Kent, because that was pages and pages long. Yeah. Dashing through the court with a frivolous lawsuit file. Da, 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 da. Welcome a PDF file. Yeah. Dashing through the courts, dashing to the courts with a frivolous lawsuit file. Looking in the distance and seeing my pedophile. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes. Well, one of those people that's joined him in the lawsuit is a convicted one, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Convicted PDF file. Ah, yes. I'm honestly amazed that Stream even worked out as well as it did. Well, it did work well, so it's good. I wonder what I've also done, and I think it's an interesting tactic, although probably it will mean that we don't get that information. But when he's going to interview someone, if we know before, I try and send them some emails, with suggesting some questions. Ask him where did he major in math and science when he makes that claim. Ask him to read the definition of religion so that you can determine that evolution is not a religion. These sort of things. And but if I don't get to do it before, I do it after. So that's something people can do. Just a friendly email, nothing. I don't go on the attack. I say, look, here's some things that you could be asking Kent. Now, in some cases, I get a bit of a to and fro, a bit of discussion between us. In some cases, they totally ignore me. So I suspect no matter what he said, because I think this is the thing with Kent, that for the real Kentophiles, no matter what he did, they will find an excuse. They will change the topic that you're discussing and say and try and use a gotcha. Well, they don't. Their gotchas fail. So that's it. It's one of those things. Well, folks, I've been going on for a bit. I think as you know, I like a short show, so I think it's probably we've had enough of the clod today, and so I would probably time I was up and about anyway. It's still early in the morning here, and hopefully you guys will have a nice New Year celebration too. And I'm hoping that in the year 2026, more people will see the truth about Kent. And that's what's important. Yeah, that is really what is important, is just getting the truth out there. Then people can make up their own mind. And I've many times said that I know a number of Christian people, even pastors and priests, who are decent people. They believe things different to me, but they don't con people. They don't. Yes, we'll do. So roughly what time, Kurisu, roughly what time are you doing? And whether it's Central or Eastern or whatever times you have there. Yeah. Look, you see, Deviant's quite keen because Deviant's on a totally different time zone. She's probably, I don't know what time it would be there, late at night, I suppose. Oh, a little under an hour. Okay, that's good. Okay, yes, so that's fine. Okay, thanks. I won't take up any more of your time, and hopefully we'll see you on Kurisu's show and continuing the quest for truth. Remember, that's what it is. It's not a personal attack. It's a quest for truth. Over and out.